Good deal. I'm going to add one more verse. Sorry. Psalm 148. Psalm 148. I think loud might be okay online. People can just go down. Well, you peek. Psalm 148, verses 7 through. Okay, I want to pretend for a minute that these are cowboy boots as opposed to just winter boots that zip up on the side. Uh, I did live a lot of years in Texas, so I have met a lot of people that know how to do this. But let's just assume for a minute we have the responsibility of finding the donkey that Jesus is going to ride in on our way to Jerusalem. Now, a couple disciples were given the assignment to go to a little village. Now, this is the same village that now has about 20 families that live in it. The name of the village is called Bethpage, which means house. Beth, anytime you see Beth, like Bethlehem, means house of bread. We all need bread to survive. Unless you're gluten free, then you got to find a different kind of bread, I guess. But Jesus is from Bethlehem, house of bread. So this is Bethpage, which means house of what? Anybody know? Unripened dates. House of unripened dates. I think this morning I said figs, but I think it's house of unripened dates. So Jesus is giving his disciples the task of going to Bethpage, the house of what? Unripened dates. Now, if anybody wants you want to impress somebody or depress somebody, you can tell them that. House of unripened dates to get the donkey that Jesus will ride in on. Actually, it's actually the donkey and the donkey's mama. So two donkeys. And he rides on the donkey, on the colt, the baby. Here's a question. For those of you that have spent some time with those kind of animals, horses and donkeys, would you dare get on one without knowing how, without breaking the donkey first? Like, this would be one that you would get on and no one else has ridden on. You'd be the first one. All right. So Bruce is saying I could do it. I believe you could. You would give it a good old college try, huh? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Next time I find a donkey, I know who to call. Bruce, see if you can do it. Good to see you, by the way. We got a lot of your family here tonight with us. Welcome to those that are watching online. This is the day that Christians celebrate when Jesus came into Jerusalem. It's called the triumphant entry. Some people call it blank Sunday. What do we call it? Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday. And the reason they call it Palm Sunday is because people would get palm branches and they would put the palm branches down and the donkey would ride over the palm branches. And Jesus was on the donkey. It was the thing that military leaders would do and kings would do. There's all sorts of kings and leaders throughout history that would do this kind of thing. The Romans, if you killed 5,000 of the enemy, you could actually ride through town on usually a war horse, and people would throw out uh, their garments so that the war horse, the donkey, would go over it. They would throw out flowers. So a lot of the big military leaders, especially Roman, if you killed 5,000 enemies, then you would have a big procession in front of the city. There would be trumpeters out front, and there would be oxen behind, and there would be the political enemies that were captured, and they would go through town quite oftentimes, and the trumpet players would be playing all their music, and it was a big time, and there would be all sorts of commotion, and the whole town would be coming out to see this king or this ruler who had defeated the enemy. And at the end, the political leaders from the enemy would be executed. And people like that. Jesus came quite differently. He came not as a military leader. He came as a leader to take care of the problem here. Everybody, everywhere that's ever lived has a problem here. It's a problem of our what? Of our heart. Our hearts are deceitful and wicked. You ever heard anybody say this? Just follow your heart. Hey, you just follow your heart. Is that good advice? No. Horrible advice. Following your heart will bring you to places and will have you do things that you should never think about doing. But people say it all the time. Follow your heart. You just need to be happy. No, oftentimes being happy means that you're happy on some substance or happy doing things you don't need to be doing, or happy at somebody else's expense, or happy if you have lots of money in the bank. That's not the kind of happy that we need. We need to be blessed. Not happy, but what? Say it with me. Hopefully everybody can listen online. We had some sound issues today. A couple things broke. Huh? Okay. Let's go back to this passage, our main passage today. Well, this isn't going to work. Okay. Sorry about that, guys.